Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good? Okay. So, you just played against Empoleon. So, how did you feel about going into that matchup, knowing that he was playing Empoleon and you had Landers in your deck?
Well, it's basically an auto loss because I'm not running switches.
Yeah.
So he's got Excelgors. So going in, I was expecting to lose, not so much in the way I did, but to more the Excelgor lock because I just don't have a way out.
So, yeah, you just put in a lot of early game pressure. Put him in a position where if you had the energy to use Landers when you win the game, you didn't have the energy. So you had control most of the whole game, but the ends to 2 really hurt. Multiple ends kept drawing the ends off your getting ends.
Sure. Well, about midway through the game, I searched through my deck, kind of trying to take count of how many supporters I had left. I had a bunch of ends and Bianca, and that was basically it. I had ditched a lot of the supporters early on, trying to keep pressure, which is really the only shot I have against that deck. So I have to, put that early game pressure on him. And so I knew I was kind of low. At one point, I Skylet into a Bianca, which is my last draw supporter, but I got end. So really, for the last several turns of the game, I was just looking for the Bianca. The Bianca would have been a big draw.
Do you have any random receivers up in your deck when you?
I don't play random receiver, so I didn't have that.
Do you play Sableye in your deck? I didn't see any Sableye.
I don't.
I also play. She played Experience Share. How do you feel about that card in Darkrai decks? I have not seen that feature in Darkrai decks recently.
I like it because of the fighting I have in there. It's good to keep fighting energies in play. I think it's an underrated card in Darkrai decks. Yeah, you do have the energy acceleration with Dark Patch, but keeping energy in play is never a bad thing.
Yeah, it's very true. So you play Terrakion in deck or just straight Darkrai, Landers, and YouTube?
There's Terrakion in there.
Okay.
Didn't see play this game.
You don't need it.
It almost did though. One turn I had I think the turn that I searched for Bianca had about 4 basics in hand that I wasn't playing to try to keep my bench small for to avoid the Empoleon attack, and so it would have seen play a turn before the end.
Well, you also I'm trying to remember where I was trying to get. I'm losing my train of thought now. But you so much you're not playing random receiver, you're not playing Sableye. How do you feel about Sableye? You're playing Darkrai, of course.
Sure.
Sableye's a very powerful card. What got you to the conclusion of not playing Sableye?
Sableye was it's a tough choice. It's definitely a great play. It's great to Skyla into a comp search and then Sableye and back. But just playing 1 it makes it tough to start with.
And 2's not nearly enough to start with either.
It's hard to start with it. You'd have a lot of times I feel like I would have to try to switch into it, which is not the easiest way to go about doing that. It's kind of one of those player preference things. I'm choosing not to play it, but I mean I could definitely see the argument being made to play it.
You're also playing Roserade. Are you playing on 1-1 line or 2-2?
I have a 1-1 line, and so that game Roserade was actually prized, which is why you didn't see it a lot earlier. I still searched for the Roselia early,
get it off the prize.
In case I got it off the prize, and also him attacking it really doesn't do much for him. It puts him at odd prizes. I'm really not putting the Terrakion down much, and besides that, I don't really have that many non-EX Pokemon. So coming up and attacking it, when he did it, I was kind of surprised by that. I think he might have been better off swinging into one of my EXs, but he might have been looking to draw some cards off prizes. I never ended up drawing into the Roserade prize, so I kind of wish I would have.
Yeah, Roserade is one of those cards that saw a lot of play at the Philly regionals. A lot of players started playing Roserade in their decks. A lot of players also thought, well, we get a computer search now. You don't really need Roserade. But you still play both Roserade and computer search in your deck. Do you still think Roserade's a very strong card in this format right now?
I think Roserade is great. I mean, most of my decks have been, most of the things I've been testing with have played it. Really, like, comp search is great, but it doesn't make Roselia any worse because you can do both. And it's a great feeling at the end of a game going, Roselia, comp search, Skyla into the 4-card ridiculous combo that you need to win the game. And that actually comes up a lot more often than you expect, going off the bat. And so that search goes along with all the other search that's kind of new to the format.
Now, coming into the tournament, were there any decks you were scared of facing? Like, this is the deck I don't want to play coming into this.
Well, I mean, Excelgor is a pretty nightmare matchup because I don't have any switch, and so So, but that's not something that I really thought I'd see that much of. It's not a bad play. I think the Keldeos kind of scare me away from playing it. I think it might have a tough time against Keldeo decks. But you know, there's a lot of really solid decks, a lot of small things that you could tech into different decks. A heavy like Landorus deck gives Darkrai some problems, but I have other guys in there for that, and so it's all about, you know, positioning. When they have Landorus, I'm using, you know, Mewtwo or my own Landorus. But it can be tough. Tornadus can be really strong against the fighting guys in my deck. So I think it's more within a game, you know, what you happen to have at the time.
So you're 4-1 right now. You obviously won 4 games early. How were your matchups earlier in Swiss?
I had a couple great games. I played against Jeff Salk round 1. He's a former Worlds player. Sam Chen, also, you know, great player. So I've been playing against pretty tough opponents. Hopefully that'll increase my tiebreaker. And if I do,
that helps.
If I do lose next round, I might still be able to make it. It's very few 4-2s will make it. So really, the only way to bank on getting in is by winning the next game.
So, how do you feel about the format now that, you know, we have Blasters coming into the format, we have Landers? How do you feel about the format coming into cities?
It's interesting. I think it's a little bit early to tell, though. I think there's a lot more to the format. I think it's going to develop a little bit. People are going to kind of settle on some of the best decks, and right now it's a little bit up in the air. There's some cards that are obviously good, that are obviously seeing a lot of play, but I think there's still a lot left to learn about the format.
Well, thank you. Good luck in the next round.
Thank you.